Hello and welcome to the Diablo special of Critical Strike. I'm Bill. With me is Josh.
Hi.
And Kyle.
Hello.
Thanks for doing the intro, Bill, because I'm inept.
I don't know what number it is.
Yeah.
Number magic.
Yeah.
Number Diablo.
All right, real quick, since this is weird. Kyle, do you have anything interesting that happened to you this week? Okay, no. So, what we're doing in this episode is a couple years ago we did a episode in White Knight Chronicles with Pete from FOI and Mr. Bill here, where it was called Critical Nerd Chronicles, where we played the game while doing a show, and it was kind of horrible because we were too distracted to actually do a show.
Didn't you keep wandering off on your own?
Yeah. Well, I was better than everybody, so I just kind of cleared a path for them. And then we got...
Yeah.
If you remember, Bill, we got stuck on that one quest where we couldn't get our way out of the dungeon.
Yep.
So let's hope that this doesn't happen again, because what we are doing is playing Diablo III while doing an episode.
I like how my grizzled old man is surrounded by two barely clothed lilt women.
Why did you name your character Pop?
Wait, he named his character... How do you see that? Oh, up there. No, where?
I don't. I'm just saying he was struggling with the name, and it should have been obvious that a large beast of a man should be named Pop.
Yeah, I should have, but I went, since it was a large beast of a man, I went with Wendigo.
That works.
It doesn't show me your names. All I see is, oh my god, it's a kitty and Billy.
Yeah, I think it's just for your own purposes for character selection.
Yeah, it wouldn't get me the normal gamer tag, so I think mine's like Billy number 1700 or something
No, you're
like
just
that.
Billy.
Oh,
What's your character's name, Bill? Your wizard?
Carlina.
Okay, mine is Carl, Tim, Kyle.
Jesus, dude. Is she
Cartimmel?
Polish? She's Polish, isn't she?
She is Polish. My monk. Kyle, what is your character's name?
Wendigo.
Okay, that's your barbarian.
Yep.
So there we go. We're playing
He's named
Diablo.
after you, Josh.
I love that Kyle's the only person that takes it seriously.
Dude, character names are serious business.
So we've all been playing a bit of Diablo, and
True.
what do you guys think so far?
It's fun.
It's
God
fun.
damn it, you keep...
I never played any of the other Diablos, so to me this is all a little new.
I just threw that fucking zombie like all the way down to Tristam itself. But you've never played a Diablo game, Bill?
No, my brother always played them. That was when I was realizing that I like to have sex with girls more than video games.
And then you realized I made a mistake.
No, just the frequency of girls in the plural became less popular. Yeah, I don't know. It seems pretty neat though. Sacred 2 still better.
Oh.
But overall it's pretty solid.
Well, what do you like? You like the inventory better on Sacred 2.
I like the inventory. I like that there's a button to just like collect all things around me. I like that it was an open world. I like that the mounts were silly and fun. But it's not, being mean to this game because it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Kyle?
Yes?
I was talking to Pete last night, and I got the impression that, well, he agreed with me, but doesn't this game feel more like Diablo 1 than 2?
Yes.
And
It also, you guys have no basis for this, but it seems like a more fun version of D&D 4th edition.
What does that mean?
Dungeons & Dragons, 4th edition of the game,
that part, but...
much reviled, but this feels like an accurate representation of it. Which is funny, because the original Diablo is based on Advanced Dungeons & Dragons.
Okay. Don't forget to get your books. Come on, we gotta go get the books.
Oh man, more than 15 frames a second. Hooray.
I do like that the co-op in this game, it's just kind of seamless.
Yeah.
It just works.
They have the quick join system, which we have turned off right now, so nobody can join while we're playing, but and then you have, like, I just made my character, went to social, hit, the button next to Billy, and next thing you're in here, so.
Yeah. Not a bunch of bullshit.
And it's nice that the game is actually working.
Yeah,
I mean, when
but it's a Blizzard game, so you shouldn't really expect it to work. Ooh,
you shouldn't expect it to work?
Well, first day, because everyone's going fucking nuts.
Right.
See, I disagree, though. Your whole business model is built around an MMO, and you can't make the game work. when you've had 5 fucking years to do so? Rubbish.
Discovered a banner.
Actually, they had like 8 years to do so.
So 8 years to do so? No excuse.
But this game has changed a lot since then. Like in beta, it was almost completely different when it first came out.
8 million people play their multiplayer games a day. They should be able to make it work.
Yeah, and they did. Like by the second day, it was pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
So credit.
Plus, it allowed me to play before it was done downloading, so that's why you didn't hear much bitching from this guy, because that was pretty great.
They started doing that in Cataclysm, where
everything should just be like that. I mean, like, I know like movies on, like the Xbox or something will allow you to start playing before it's done downloading when the buffer's to an adequate level, and I thought that was pretty great.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever done co-op in this.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm just actually, like, literally lagging behind you guys.
It's probably because you are.
Maybe you could loosen up your suspenders. So, in the last week, in 2 weeks' time, I started and finished Batman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck you, cool fiend.
I thought it was a lot of fun. I really liked it. Quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I need to get back into that.
I did no side quests. I basically just played it like an adventure game, which is how I would advise people, because when you're done, you're like, I want a little bit more. Now I can hop in and do some of the sides and unlock a few more of the villains. But just playing it point to point to point to point to point and not wasting a bunch of time with trivial XP stuff, it just made the game flow a lot better. It was really, really fun. And I know people were hard on it, but I don't understand it at all. I liked it a lot better than the first game.
The level of detail in the city was insane with that game. I do want to go back to it, but I'm not as harsh with it as Kyle was.
It's just, I lost interest because I kept going like, ooh, something shiny.
See, exactly. Just move on. Just do what's important to the story and go.
But that's sort of ruining the point of what it was trying to do, which was to make the open world.
No, because if you think about it, the story is you have this urgent story. You're in trouble and might be dying. So you need to take care of that as fast as possible. So you do all the things that solve that. And then you go back and deal with all that stuff. But I mean, for me, it's like on Steam, we all have that joke when you hear the sound from screenshots and everybody just, screenshot. And I took so many screenshots of that game because there's so many things that are just beautiful. I mean, it's just so pretty to look at and fun. And if you haven't played it because you heard weird things about people complaining about certain things, just throw that out of the water and dig into it.
Yeah, basically all I've learned is as long as you stick to the main story, it's really great. So
yeah, but now I mean, I still actually want to go and play some of the side stuff now. The story's done. I'm like, yeah, now when I'm bored, I'll just hop in and look on Wikipedia or something what I need to do to unlock that villain and that storyline and go and do that. It's good stuff. It's a good game.
Kyle.
Fuck you, fat guy.
Is this all you've been playing, Kyle? You don't really have anything else to talk about real quick?
I got back into Skyrim like really bad.
Really?
So, yeah, I've been playing that nonstop.
What are you doing? Are you doing like main quests? Are you just doing side stuff?
I'm doing the main quest because I haven't done it. Like, I've just stopped dicking around, and I hadn't done, like, before last week, I hadn't done any of the main quests. Like, I didn't even have the third part of the shout yet.
Oh, wow. Like, I think at this point we can say there's, on top of the mountain, there's a certain part of the main quest. You've done that, I assume?
Yep.
Yeah, I stopped.
That was
pretty much
awesome.
Yeah, it was really great. I stopped right after that battle in the main quest. That's where I'm at in that line.
Yeah, you stopped at a good point because then everybody starts to get really bitchy.
Have you done any of the Civil War stuff? Like, I've never even touched it.
I just started that. I did like 2 quests in that, and that was it.
Right on. Josh, you're never going back to that game, are you?
I have every so often. Like, I still want to go back to mess with the mod
Dick
setups.
House.
Yeah. I mean, I mess with Pete and James about it, but it really is worth putting some time in and just digging through them, because just the sounds and adding the trees and foliage, it does make it a better game.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it'd be that big of a deal, but it really kind of is.
No.
I'm a cleave people.
No, for me, like, I've been beyond Diablo, which we'll talk more about as we're going, but so like I've been playing a bunch of MLB 12 the show, and yeah, it's basically the same exact game as last year's. Like, down to the interface. It is identical.
Pitching's the only thing they really changed?
That I can tell. Like, they added a different pitching model, and that's it.
Like, guys, can you kind of give me a hand here? I got a unique that's kicking my ass right now.
I don't...
But
I'm coming for you, Carl!
Oh boy. But no, like, yeah, they added what's called the pulse pitching or whatever now. So, like, it's just like a circle that bounces back and forth, and then if you time it correctly, then you get a better pitch. Whereas, like, I prefer the meter. I've always used just the meter. And so I've been doing Road to the Show, and I still can't get a trade. So
everyone hates you, Josh.
Yeah, I like every time. Oh, it's either I'm doing too good because like they'll be like, oh well, we can't afford to let you go right now because you're really
hooray! I have pants.
Awesome. You're really a big part of this team, so we can't really let you go right now. And then like you have to wait like a week or two after that to request another trade, and then they just keep denying me. And yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna end. So.
Yeah, that's why I bought 2011 for $6 because I just couldn't see it improving that much.
It's I mean, it doesn't look as good as last year's either. Like last year's just had all this crazy detail. I don't think it's as good. So I don't really plan on keeping that. It's more baseball, and I haven't really been in much of a baseball mood lately. Like last year, it was cool because PSN was down the whole time, so it just gave me something cool to do.
Sure.
And now I have Diablo and a few other things, so I don't really need it again. But other than that, I finished Prototype 2, Kyle.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Was the ending crap?
The ending was indeed crap.
Did he meet or find his vengeance?
He did meet and find his vengeance, and I don't, like, does anybody honestly care if I spoil the shit out of this?
No, I don't.
Fuck no.
So, like...
I actually would hope we would get hate mail about spoiling Prototype 2 so we could just unfollow whoever that was.
Yeah, like, please, if you like this game, let us know so we never have to talk to you again. So you fight Mercer at the end. He is the final boss, as expected, though.
Okay. God damn, Josh.
And, yeah, basically that fight is just like, try this, try that. Okay, so... he has different phases where he uses different powers. So you get him down on one phase, now he switches his weapons up. Okay, now you have the other phase, now he switches his weapons up again. And then you get him down to the third phase, now he switches his weapons up again. So it's just that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's like a 5-phase battle with him. And you can't directly attack him, or else like he just grabs you and cuts you practically in half in one blow. Like, so you lose all your health in one hit.
That sucks.
Yeah, so you basically just have to keep, like, trying ways to attack him without directly attacking him, per se. So, basically, you just jump and then use, like, the claws to land on him and attack him, rather than just running up and attacking him. So it's kind of bullshit, and it took a while to get it. Like, you have to figure that out. It's like, oh, I can't just directly attack him, but, I couldn't tell you story-wise what happened, because, again, I played the game on mute. Something about his daughter. That's all I know. But,
yeah.
There were some really cool parts of that game, though. I will say that. Like, when you're playing, and the further you go, and the infection spreads, like, it just... The city changes with it, I should say. So... there's buildings that are now getting covered in blood and all these tentacles and everything else, and people are dying and turning into these mutants again, and it's insane. Because, like, when you start out, the city is all normal and it looks cool and everything's happy, and... well,
except for the terrible plague that's, killing thousands of people.
Right, but as the plague is spreading, the city's changing as well. So, like, there's... later on in the game... there's buildings that are falling down. There's buildings that are on fire. You can sit there and you see a helicopter fly into one and it falls down. It's just, everything's changing progressively. Almost like a World of Warcraft type thing where, like, the further you go, the game is getting phased.
Are we going to go into the... Are we doing any, like, the mini dungeon things? Like this mass grave?
I don't... If you want to.
I'll come back for you, Kyle!
It's just we've passed like 3 of them.
So
let's go down there. Let's go down there.
Is the game worth the dough? I mean, if you were to put a price tag that makes it worth playing, is it what, like $20, $30, $40? $5.
Wait for a Steam sale, honestly, because it's fun, but it's not good.
Well, as somebody who finished it, I could say if you mute it, it's cool. Like, it does a lot of cool things later on. So it's worth a rental. I wouldn't say buy it by any means.
Just like go to a Redbox and just pick it up for a night and play with it, and then return it the next day.
It's a really cool cavern you made us go down, Kyle.
So you're saying it's worth an iOS game?
No. Like if I can get it on the real cheap, like $15-$20, I would buy it.
Right on.
Because I had a lot of fun. Like, the powers get really, really crazy, and like I said, the environments are constantly changing. Like, I streamed the entire game, so I'll have to put up some videos of it. But it's
it just doesn't seem like a Josh game. I mean, that's the weirdest thing about all of it is I'm kind of amazed you stuck with it and finished it.
Well, what's cool about it is, like, I was in the mood for Infamous, and it kind of scratched that itch a little bit.
I didn't realize it was that bad of a game.
Oh, Mary. Oh, look at that chandelier on top of him. Fuck you guys.
That's fun. I like doing that.
And kick to the face.
What the hell? You have a laser beam?
Dude, that's
It's called the Force Powers. Yeah, apparently the wizard can shoot force lasers or something. It's pretty neat.
The demon hunter is something like that, where she turns he or she turns her crossbow into a minigun. So it just fires thousands of arrows. Oh shit, fat boy.
I just kicked the shit out of him.
Wow.
Yeah, some of the details, like when these guys are exploding, are awesome.
Ooh, ground stomp. That sounds awesome.
But you guys play anything else before we just concentrate on Diablo?
Well, let's bleed into, like, some of our friends are, so they say, more fans of Torchlight.
Mm-hmm.
And just looking at what we're doing right now and playing, I don't know how you couldn't be playing this if you're a fan of Torchlight, frankly.
Yeah.
I don't think that the art is that, like, dire and dark and emo. It's just kind of a dungeon crawler.
Oh,
it's what it's supposed to be.
It's funny you say that, because, like, I was playing Torchlight 2 beta maybe, like, a couple of hours ago. And the very first place you go is into a place identical to this. So, yeah, Torchlight does the same exact thing. The only difference is, you remember when Blizzard first started showing screenshots of Diablo 3 and it had more colors to it and everybody flipped out? And yeah, they got away with that, whereas Blizzard didn't. They got away with having more colors and all that than Blizzard did. But the setting is almost identical.
Yeah, you're running around dark places killing things. It's not that different.
I love how I just kicked that bat all the way across the screen.
You're a pretty tough chick, Joss.
Bam!
What can I say?
See that?
Yeah, you have some sort of Jackie Chan move there.
Yep. But
he's not doing any more action movies?
Good.
Really? That sucks.
He's done.
I like Jackie Chan.
Well,
he said
like
the world
55?
has become too violent for him, so he's not going to do action movies anymore.
Wait, the world has become too violent for Jackie Chan?
Well, Bourne Identity kind of screwed up a lot of those people's worlds.
So,
you know what I mean?
He can just make his own stuff like he did. Give me another...
Well, no, people want very intimate violence now.
They
want
violence.
To know that person is genuinely getting hit or stabbed.
Come here, snakes.
I'm a step on snakes.
But, so yeah, I don't know why people... Graphically, I think this looks great. I know you're using
I wish I could say that.
Yeah, well. I know, Bill, you're using a mod to sharpen the graphics up a bit.
Yeah, I think on the big monitor I'm not, because it looks better without it, but on the small monitor I think the whole blurred watercolor thing they got going looks terrible. I don't know why you would not give me an option to sharpen it.
It looks great on mine, so...
Hopefully I don't get banned for using it, but that'll just allow me to be a dick, so it's kind of win-win.
I thought Dick Bill was over.
I'm doing my best, but if they ban me for making their game look sharper, there's no excuse for that.
Well, I mean, they don't allow mods, so...
It's not really a mod. It's like a filter. It's like me adjusting my TV, except they didn't give me the option to do so.
Yeah. I don't know. I prefer this art style over that of Torchlight's. I generally like cell shading in games, but I think that just went. It's too colorful to me. I don't know.
Too cartoony for you?
Yeah. I wanted to say it on the show, but I was gonna hold back. But I'm gonna say it. It feels like.
Oh shit.
Borderlands Diablo to me.
Really?
It feels and plays like I'm playing kind of like Borderlands rather than Diablo.
That's interesting because you don't like Borderlands, do you?
I don't mind it, but like it has that same art style and like it feels janky, not as solid and polished. But again, as we were talking before the show, it is a beta, so they do.
Yeah, I mean they could clean things up.
Yeah, for sure.
I like the first, Torchlight. I'm not going to knock it by any means, but I didn't make it very far. I mean, I can see myself playing this a lot more than I did the first Torchlight, as well as the next Torchlight, probably. Though the 6-player co-op, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why these guys didn't hop on with some sort of way of just allowing me to send loot to town so I don't have to exit the fun to go do some minutia and then back to the fun. I mean, that's almost like a level of being pretentious and kind of arrogant that we need no such thing. Well, it would have made your game better.
Do you even have the town portal on your main character yet?
I do, but it's still, you have to leave what you're doing, go sell stuff, and come back into it rather than just loading up something with loot, and then you just get money inevitably. And I just get to keep playing, collecting new loot. I don't know.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but for me, it's not that big of a deal.
It's not a huge deal, but it's just one of those things that they should have found a way to implement that.
Yeah,
it's better.
We were talking before the show, and Diablo is known for having hirelings. So, as in your main game, you have the Templar with you. It would be cool, if you can send your hireling back to town rather than you having to go back.
Yes, that would have been the perfect way to substitute for having an animal with you. I mean, it's not a game breaker or anything like that, but
and
it's just.
Even then, they might later on. I don't know. I haven't really gotten that far with it.
Maybe they didn't want to do that because they didn't want people to go, oh, they're doing what Torchlight did.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
But then you can just say Torchlight's doing exactly what Diablo does, so.
Well, aren't they some of the same developers?
Yeah, so the way it worked is Blizzard North made Diablo, and then Diablo II, and then they started Diablo 3 in 2002. So awesome. And then, and then in 2005, they just totally kicked the shit out of that guy. Anyway,
I love that your character's a kung fu fighter for some reason.
Yeah. So in 2005, Blizzard North got shut down, and they moved everybody down to Irvine, California, with the rest of the Blizzard team.
Stop fucking kicking the guy across the screen.
And and so a bunch of the guys from Blizzard North went down to Irvine, and they moved in with the main Blizzard team. But a bunch went off and did their own things, and so that's how Runic Games was formed as well. So it is Torchlight is by Diablo's team as well, so that is pretty cool. But it just feels different. Like again, it's lacking that Blizzard polish because it didn't take 19 years to come out.
Yeah, I mean this does have a certain degree of polish that you really can't argue against. Where are you going, Josh?
I don't know. I'm just looking for somebody else to kick so I can annoy Kyle.
Well, I've already left.
Oh.
But it's a pain in the ass when I'm trying to wail on this guy and you're just like, nope.
Oh, that's what you get for being a barbarian.
So tell me about the auction house. So is this just... The way it works is I play this a bunch. Maybe I find something that's extra cool and then people will pay real money for it. Is that how it works?
Well... There's two auction houses. So you have one that uses game gold, and then you have one that isn't even launched yet that's going to use real money. So
I see.
They're both the same. It's just you put one up for real money, and then you put the other one up for game gold. So you have an option of which way you want to go.
We talking like 25 cents? We talking like $4?
Again, I don't know. It's not launched.
Well, didn't the other one have some sort of black market version?
Diablo 2?
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't supported by Blizzard, so I don't know. I never... And that was like buying items...
I don't play with such things, plebeian.
Well, that was stuff bought like on eBay. So like you would arrange for somebody to meet up with you and then log on the game and sell you the item. But like the reason why they did the paid auction house is because a lot of people were getting scammed. So they would pay the money and then never get the item.
I see.
So this is a way to control.
Wouldn't it be cool if I could start Carl's banner on fire right here? That would be cool.
Why would you do that? My banner has done nothing. Oh, I just sold my good pants. Come back, pants.
Yeah, we'll see how the auction house thing works out. It sounds like it might be kind of neat.
Yeah, I mean, I've used the auction house. I have a bunch of items up on it right now. And you can only have a limit of 10, so I've maxed that out. Because you get so many like blue items, and I was like, well, I can dismantle them for stuff for crafting, or I can put them on there and try to make gold. And so I'm trying out just making gold right now. And
How does the crafting work? I've never played these games.
It's pretty...
You break stuff down to materials and then make new stuff, basically?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And you can only break stuff down that are like blue items. Blue items and above. You can't do it with like gray.
Okay.
Those you turn around and sell because they're not going to give you anything good. Oh, I'm going to die. Where are you guys?
We're dicking around in town. You just stop going around on your own fucking little thingamajig.
I just touched his banner so I can beam to Carl.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, yeah. That is neat. So you can go to town, then like click on my banner and just come to where I am?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Works pretty slick.
So maybe we should go back and click on that banner, but right now it doesn't really matter.
I'm gonna need
it works better than Sacred 2's method, which was crash.
Really? Well, that game was buggy though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's super buggy.
I forgot how this game gets harder when there's more people in a game.
That's how it usually works.
Yeah. So, taking a break from Diablo for a second. Anybody have anything else that they want to talk about?
I started and played a good 4 hours of Binary Domain last weekend.
How is that?
It's not a good game, but I'm having fun playing it.
Okay.
It's very Japanese, and there's giant mechs and like nonsense. Like, you know, like basically the storyline is global warming basically fucked the planet. And so when all of the major cities started falling underwater, the humans basically created a ton of robots to kind of do all of the work to build the new cities above the old.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they outlawed making robots or androids look like humans, which are called hollow children in the game. Well, yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. Well, someone started making hollow children, and they don't know that they're androids, and it's this big mess, and you're basically like a special ops team going into some place in Japan to like try and get access to this company that's most likely making them. And it's over the top and nonsense and mechs and mediocre shooter, but there's an android that has a French accent that's kind of awesome. And I mean, if you can pick it up for like $10-15 at some point, or even maybe 20, it's probably worth playing. Like it's not very good as a game. Like I wouldn't rate it real high, but I'm having fun with it at least because it's fun to shoot robots, even though it's kind of the same thing over and over.
I died.
It's entertaining.
How did you die?
I ran into a pack of scavengers and they mauled me to death.
Well, because a few weeks ago, I on Skype, I said, hey, has anybody heard anything about this game? I've been wanting to play it. And everybody was like, yeah, we heard it was really bad. So I was like, oh. So what you're saying is I shouldn't play it.
That's not inaccurate, but there is fun to be had if you just kind of don't take it too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And the voice command stuff, I put the mic on. There's this whole system of commands that, function off voice recognition that I would say works about 30% of the time.
Oh, I didn't even know I had voice command stuff.
Yeah, and there's tons of things to say, which I didn't look into because I didn't give a shit. But, like, it picks up, like, the funniest part about the game is that it picks up, like, the interference just from, like, my stereo sounds of the game and constantly thinks I'm saying fuck. And so, like my teammates keep saying things like, why are you so angry? And just stuff like that. Because it just doesn't work. So I just shut it off and I just use, the core, you have 4 choices from the 4 colored buttons.
Oh, shit.
That stuff works just fine. But don't expect that to work at all, because it doesn't at all.
Mm-hmm.
But there's little things that are neat. Like your teammates, you kind of gain, we'll say karma points, because it's the easier way to explain it. Just things you do reflect how they view you and stuff like that. And so choices you make affect that. But I mean, the funniest one of the whole game is we're down in kind of like the Yakuza territory of this Japanese city, and you're making your way to meet with this Yakuza boss because he's got information for you, and this girl's leading you the way, and she's like this 15-year-old, like, cute Japanese girl, and she like asks you to go out or something like that, and you have the choice to say yes or no. And I said no because it was creepy because she was 15, and like all of my teammates, like I gained bonus points with them, which makes me think if I would have said yes, they all would have freaked the fuck out for trying to like sleep with a young girl. But it's very Japanese, and just how they do and handle things. I don't know. I wouldn't pay more than $20 for it. That's probably where I'll leave it.
Well, you sent me a video of it, and the first thing I noticed is like, I think it was a giant spider boss.
Yeah.
And like, I just thought, oh my god, this is like Torchlight, where you're fighting these or not Torchlight, Hard Reset, where you're fighting these massive bosses and enemies. It looked really, really cool.
I've yet to start that game, so I can't confirm or deny that. But that's that was the second boss of consequence. The first one was much smaller, but still quite the large size mech. And it's my hope that at some point you get to fight a mech. I mean, there's a section where you're in the underground of the old Japanese city, like in the sewers, riding jet skis, and I don't know. I think that they had a lot of good intentions and they had a lot of good ideas. It's just, money only goes so far.
Right.
But I mean, if you like that kind of thing, then definitely play it. It's just going in, it's not that great of a game, and you'll have a lot of fun. If you expect it to be Japanese Mass Effect, you're going to be horribly disappointed.
You're going to have a bad time.
Yeah. But I knew it wasn't very good going in, so when I actually sat down with it, I'm enjoying it.
I'm never going to get tired of just kicking things on the screen.
It is pretty funny.
Monks are awesome. So yeah, I don't know. That's really...
Oh, what the fuck was that?
I just leveled up. So yeah, Diablo is basically Diablo, and it's just really good and really polished. It's tough to really talk about it too much, because I don't want to spoil any of the story, because I'm further than you guys, so...
Yeah.
I just got to Act 2 on my main game.
Ooh.
And
how long does that take?
I don't know.
I met the Skeleton King, remember, or whatever
Clobber.
he is. Is that after that?
A little bit more after that.
Right on.
Leoric.
The environments definitely change after that. It becomes much more colorful, less dreary. So that's
more adventurous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. But it did in Diablo 2 as well, if I recall.
Yeah, because right after you were in the shitty monastery area, you go into the desert.
Yep.
And then you go into the worst part of the game, which is that fucking swamp land.
Yeah, that's why in the swamp everybody made wizards. That way they can just teleport around rather than having to deal with it. But for your first Diablo game, Bill, you enjoying it?
Yeah, I like games like this. Loot games can make a lot of things terrible, and I'll still enjoy it. Mm-hmm. That's why I think my biggest complaint about Skyrim is just the utter lack of loot.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that I would only have I've been using the same weapons for a long fucking time.
And it's not a lack of loot. Well, I guess yes. I mean, because there's thousands of items that you pick up from a body. It's the lack of useful loot.
Yes, that's definitely a fair statement.
And this, I would say, you almost get too much of it. Like, last night, I had so many blue items on me, and in the auction house, I maxed out, so I couldn't put anything else up on it, that I was forced to dismantle it, because I didn't have enough room on my stash. So, I felt a little bit upset about that, but in the long run, too, though, it'll help me, because if I wanted to get into crafting, well, I already have all these materials, so...
Damn it, Josh, stop fucking kicking guys.
No way, it's fucking awesome. I'm gonna kick everything. I wish I can kick you.
I think we could probably duel.
Bill, you still there?
Yes.
Okay, because you were getting attacked and not doing anything.
I was playing my inventory.
Okay. So yeah, we're doing a show about Diablo, and I really have nothing to say.
Well, I mean,
it would be nice.
You know what Diablo is.
It would be nice if Kyle had more that he could interject from games that he's played.
Yeah, I've just been playing Skyrim. That's it.
Man,
and I've been studying for the fucking test that got sprung on me.
Yeah,
maybe you should hang a motivational poster in your office.
Yeah, I'll put up I'll put up a picture of you in my office.
That's right.
Oh, you gotta talk about that, Bill. Come on.
Well, Kyle posted a picture of all of his working notebooks and manuals and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I'm studying for this certification exam for this program we just got. So the bad news is the test is going to be on a version 2 previous to what I've actually used. So, and things have changed drastically. So now I have to like go back and relearn the program in a completely different way. And the manual, so there's the study manual, there's the user manual, there's the administrator's manual, and then there's the script administrator's manual. And each one, it refers to something else in another manual, so I have to like flipping through all these different manuals just to like get the full information on something. So I'm getting frustrated, and I'm like, this sucks, and I posted a picture on Twitter.
Yes.
And then that's where Billy comes in.
And I responded with my desk picture. But what you didn't notice, and what would have been a lot funnier if you did, is that I printed out a giant picture of you and put it up in the corner by my pushboard.
Yeah, I saw like the guy, and I'm like, oh, that's probably some sort of motivational thing. That's kind of weird, but whatever.
Bill is very into motivation.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I still think it's hilarious now that I see it. It's got that little heart around my head.
I did draw a big heart around your head. It's cute. Yeah, other than that, I don't have any more games. I spent the day at a Renaissance fair.
How was that?
How's that?
It's at a vineyard, so you're fueled by wine, so your opinions are kind of tainted.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you were having wine at a Renaissance fair and not mead?
Well, I had a bit of mead, but the wine of the day, which is like a wine that's on sale, was really good compared to last year, so we drank... like
Several
4 bottles of that. Yeah. And you can just carry them around with your glasses and sit up on the hillside or walk along all of the grapes. It's quite pleasing. But the wine was called Huzzah, so that makes up for it a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun because, most American activities with lots of people are fueled by cheap beer.
Right.
Like just the domestic shit or like cheap liquors. Well, being at something like that where it's fueled by wine and mead, everyone's just happy. There's not all those random yelling and random fights. Like, none of that exists. Like, everyone's just in a really chipper and happy mood. And, walking by people, it's just like, a good day, sir, and things like that.
Oh, were you totally doing the old English accents and everything?
Oh, I didn't even bother because of so many people doing it.
Oh, come on, Bill.
Yeah, it's you say little things, but it's just a good time. I kind of wish that America was a bit more hip on wine because it would make a lot of occasions much, much better.
I love wine.
You can make your own. It's not, well, depending on how you do it, it's not that difficult. Hell, I'm making my own mead.
Yeah, well, I have wine grapes growing in my backyard that I planted last year. So, inevitably, I'll probably dip into it a touch.
Yeah, for me, it was, okay, take 15 pounds of honey, put it in water, and add yeast.
I bet it's great, Carl. Yeah, other than that, that's all I got.
Well, it's not a bad thing. We talked about Diablo. There's really not much to say. It's heavily polished. It's a Blizzard game. It's got great audio.
It looks really good. Even though it's running like shit on my machine, it looks pretty good.
It's well worth... Let me just say this. If you're a guy who spent $20 on Torchlight 2, but you're thinking $60 for Diablo is too expensive, you're dumb.
Kinda.
You know who you are.
Dude, does he?
I hope so.
Does he?
And I think that's the first time I ever called him out on the show.
Maybe. I think just the co-op, like the sheer level of messages I've got this week and invites, like I just got one as we're playing here, like the amount of people playing it, wanting to play with other people, it's unique, at least in that.
Yeah, but like for my first playthrough, I've been playing completely by myself. I haven't really wanted to play with anybody else.
But you're a son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Bill, run. Bill, run.
I'm trying, bro.
I'm coming.
Yeah, where's that goddamn barbarian?
Oh,
he was smashing the other guys.
I just watched both of you get tossed. That was great. Whoa. Hey. This is bodies flying everywhere right now.
Yeah, it runs pretty well. I like it.
This is a great game. I was torturing my coworker yesterday, saying, "Oh man, I can't wait for the show because I'm totally gonna blast Diablo because it's shit. Blizzard is shit. Like everything they do is terrible. I hate them. And I'm known as probably one of the biggest Blizzard fans around. And
also one of the biggest jerks.
He's got a boot to the ass.
So that made it even better for me. So like I think he was like, he finally got to the point where it's like, well, you keep giving Blizzard money. Like, you have a WoW account and you have this and everything else. I was like, yeah, but I got rid of all of that. Now I will never support that terrible, terrible company again.
You still have a WoW account?
Yeah, dude. I still play.
Well, you played your gay little Pandaria nonsense, but I mean, like, normally you still play?
Yeah.
Weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I pop in every once in a while.
Is that what you play when you're up till, like, 5 in the morning?
No. I pop on WoW every few weeks and do a bunch of PvP and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just,
I think I just smacked the skeleton out of a zombie.
Really?
Yeah, because there's just this empty skeleton just hanging around.
So how does the loot work when we're on co-op? Because, like, I noticed, like, there's blues dropping, but you guys aren't picking them up. Are you guys getting, like, your own blue items and stuff?
I think you just get your own stuff. You don't have to fight for stuff.
Yeah, because I've been picking up stuff that I'm pretty sure you guys would have picked up.
Okay, so you basically get your own loot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It probably goes into, like, just a round robin thing automatically.
I like that, then. That's a cool system, because that way you don't have to fight over gear. Just whatever drops for you.
So I'm a wizard, but I'm not finding any...
wizardy things?
Well, wands, we'll say.
Yep.
Am I supposed to be switching to, like, a bow or something? Or do I just wait to find a better wand?
I bought one earlier, because my main character is a wizard.
Okay.
So I bought one off of a merchant early on, and then I haven't really. I got one off of a boss later on. Then I've been pretty good with weapons after, I would say, to the point where you're at in your main character. That's when I started getting more wizardy things.
So just stick with the wand I have, basically.
Or buy one, yeah. They're only like 2,000 gold.
But don't switch to a bow or some nonsense.
Right. I mean,
you might not even be able to use the bow.
Yeah, you can.
My barbarian can't use a bow.
Barbarians are faggots.
His hands are too big.
That is true. So yeah, I don't know. Do you guys want to wrap this up, or do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I'm solid. We've bored them long enough as our attention was half pulled.
Yeah, that's why I was worried about doing this, but I was like, if there was ever a game that we could do like another episode like that, it would be this. This is like a perfect episode to sit down and just, or a perfect game to sit down and shoot the shit with.
Yeah.
And it's really awesome because it's fucking Diablo, and Diablo's awesome. And I'm happy Bill's finally playing it. Like,
it still blows my mind that you've never played a Diablo game.
Nah, those were the games my brother played, and it was just at the time when I really didn't play a lot of games. I was just out and partying and women and stuff.
Wine and women.
Yeah.
Kyle keeps trying to get to this thing and I keep kicking it.
Yeah, you asshole.
But,
I found some shoes.
But, it's awesome. I'm completely happy with it. It was worth... I don't know if I could say it was worth the wait that you wait with Blizzard games, but I mean, think about it like this, okay? So Diablo 2 came out in like 2002, I believe, and they're still releasing patches for it. They're still supporting that game.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I will say is I'll play this for a while, but I don't see how anyone would play it like 20, 30 times over.
Actually, Bill, I think I just got pants for you.
Well, because it is.
Bill, take these pants.
Okay.
It is randomly generated in terms of like where the monsters are and stuff, and what monsters go where. And like when they were doing the launch day thing that they streamed on YouTube that I watched for 5 hours, they they even announced that like even the music is randomly generated now.
Really?
So like there's enough music in this game where you can play through it 2 times and still not hear some stuff.
That's weird.
That's awesome, dude.
It's a good thing I've been playing it without any sound like yourself.
No, but what I'm saying is like the fact that they went that far with music is actually really cool.
Bill, stop. Yeah. I want to give you these pants.
Jesus.
Take the pants.
I gotta drop something.
So yeah, Kyle, why don't you tell them how they can get in contact with us if they so choose?
Oh shit, I don't have the thing in front of me.
Oh, Kyle. Oh, let's see how good you really are.
You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow the podcast at Critical Strike. You can follow Josh at Nastro. You can follow myself at KR Dumond. You can also follow Billy at BillyBillBlack. Send us an email at cstrikepodcast@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 909 C-Strike.
C-Strike.
What's the number, Kyle?
I don't know.
Well, as always, hit up Platform Nation for all of the other great podcasts. For your FYI, Video Game Jocks, Rumble Pack. I think Steve reenacted his old one.
Yep, the Gamers Pub.
Yeah, from a while ago. So they'll be posting things more frequently.
By the way, happy birthday, Steve.
Very true. And I played this game with him the other day as well.
Nice. Yeah, dude. Like, it's funny when StarCraft 2. I was talking to Pete about this last night. When StarCraft 2 came out, and everybody bought that, like my real ID list, the friends list that they have, just like got fucking full with all these people that I know, and then like that disappeared within like a day. Like people played StarCraft 2 for like a day.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that.
And then like all of a sudden now in Diablo, everybody's back.
Yeah,
but I think StarCraft or Diablo fits a lot of those people more so than StarCraft would.
Yeah,
it definitely fits me.
People probably went, "Oh, I can't. I'm getting fucking wrecked by this computer, so I'm just gonna leave."
But even like the online setup of that was so much better than like in the past. Like I will say this about Torchlight 2's beta. I felt like I was playing Quake again using the external Quake World mod where I just made a big server list. Because that's basically all they do now, is they have a giant server list and lobbies.
So would you say the people that are really jacked for Torchlight are going to be disappointed?
Not at all. Not at all. I think they both have their places. I think the world of this type of game needs both of them. Like, Torchlight is the type of game that will push the genre a little bit further, and Diablo is a game that will, like, perfect the genre. So they both do things differently, but they're both doing the same thing in a way, and I think that we need that.
Right on.
So they are both good in their own way. And Torchlight 2 is only $20,
So you're saying Diablo is like Call of Duty?
No, because that doesn't do it better.
Right on.
All right, so we will see you guys. Our next episode, I don't know if even Kyle knows this, it will be on June 9th is when we're getting back together.
Okay, that should be okay. Goodbye.